What's up everyone? In this video we're going to be playing through FE7 but with a little twist. I'm going to be giving Marcus all of my stat boosters that I get throughout the game. We're going to be playing on Hector hard mode for this one. Alright, so starting off chapter 11, we don't have Marcus yet, he joins next chapter. For now we're just going to use Hector, take out most of the enemies with him. Nothing else much to this map other than there's a red gem in that chest. Unfortunately the other thief got to it first, but not a problem because Matthew can just steal it back, and we also managed to steal the lockpick from the thief too. And we take out the boss with Hector and this map is over. Alright, finally chapter 12 we get Marcus. So first thing we're going to do in this map is go ahead and send Rebecca to get that secret book from the village. That'll be the first stat booster we give to Marcus. As for the enemies, we will use Hector Oswin to deal with most of the northern enemies. And then for the southern enemies, we just use Marcus. Can easily take them all out, but I wanted to try and get Lowen, maybe Elliewood, some of the scraps. Maybe I have to use them. I wasn't sure how this run was going to go, so I figured I should try to train up the lords as well as maybe Lowen. I know he has a support with Marcus, so we'll probably do that. After the bulk of the enemies are taken out, we're just going to bring Marcus up to help out with the north. And we're going to get that secret book to him and use it. And then we'll just go ahead and let Marcus kill the boss. I'm going to try and give Marcus every boss kill in this run, just for fun. On to chapter 13. We're going to bring Oswin over to the left. And he's going to visit that village so we can get Merlinus early. And then I was just going to take Marcus down to the south. He can easily clear out this entire area, but maybe we should try and get Hector, Elliewood some kills. Also, we got to recruit Guy or Guy, however you say it. I'm not really sure. And we also need to stock up and buy some hand axes, javelins in this armory in this chapter. Those will definitely be useful later. But there's not much else to this map, so we're just gonna have Marcus go ahead and kill the boss, Hector sees, and that's it. Chapter 13X is the first tough chapter. We have 4 choke points and protecting Merlinus all at the same time. We have a village with gold, which is very useful. The first run, unfortunately Matthew died. He got sniped by 2 nomads, so we reset because playing the game without Matthew is kind of annoying because there's lots of stealables, chests, and the like until you get Legault. So yeah, I had to reset there. So to beat this map, what I did was rescued Merlinus. That makes things a little easier, I think, just so he doesn't just get randomly sniped by one of the nomads or something like that. At least he has a little protection that way. We're gonna have Hector hold the left choke point and Oswin in the southern choke point. And we send Marcus out to the north. He can take out the majority of the enemies out there. But we also need, Marcus is also though the quickest one or the easiest one to get to the village. Eventually we were able to move Hector and replace him with Oswin, moving Oswin to that left choke point. That way we can free up Hector, he can start moving up north to help out. And unfortunately the very last move of the chapter, Guy, he gets taken out and dies. Oh well, we'll continue without him because I wasn't really planning on using him anyway. Alright, chapter 14, we need to recruit Urk in this one because he has a goddess icon that we will give to Marcus, of course. We can easily have Oswin take out the enemies directly to the right, and then we send Marcus into the middle. He can take out a lot of enemies here, but we also need to start working Marcus south to reach the village to save Priscilla. Everyone else can just do whatever they want, try to maybe get experience for others, picking off guys here and there. We're going to keep Oswin around Merlinus, protect him, because it's important to save Merlinus so he gets them level ups and promotes to get that wagon so he can move around. But then in this map, the rain will come eventually and really slows everyone down. Enemies too, but you know, just be nice to have no rain. So unfortunately, I could not have Marcus take out the boss Eric of this chapter. Hector gets that privilege this time around. And then the rest of the map, we just gotta pick off the stragglers. We can get Elliewood some experience, not bad. Chapter 15, I give Marcus that goddess icon in the battle preparations. This chapter is pretty simple enough, just gotta protect the throne. We can have Marcus easily take out the boss and the enemies around him. Oswin can hold that north choke point, and we can have Hector take out some of those initial starting enemies near the throne room, and we can get some Elliewood experience. We also get treasure as well. We get a nice silver axe and a men's staff. The boss drops that dragon shield, which we give to Marcus. Alright, chapter 16. This chapter is pretty tough keeping Lynn's squad alive, but I managed to keep them safe and alive because I definitely want to try to give Lynn some experience. Maybe use her and all the lords, and I might want to use Sane. But as always, Marcus takes out a bunch of the initial enemies at the start, and we're just gonna have Marcus just clear a path through the center so the rest of our army can get some experience maybe a little later. Then what we're going to do is send Marcus all the way back to deal with those cavalier reinforcements that show up. And when they show up, they just go after Merlinus, so we want to keep Merlinus alive, as always. So I found it just easy to send Marcus back there, and he can just get experience. He gets that S rank in axes, which I was trying to get, because axes, in my opinion, are just like the best weapon type. So +5 hit and crit for that S rank is nice. Then the rest map is pretty easy. Then we have Marcus just kill the boss, and we do a little support grinding, get the lords all supports together, and Marcus and Lowen have a support. We'll get that going. Urk and Priscilla will get that support going, and Priscilla Sane as well. Moving on to chapter 17. This chapter pretty easy. I mean, Marcus always makes this chapter easy. You can just send him up through all the hallways. He can clear out all the enemies really. We can easily get up and make it to Raven and recruit him in time and save the green units. You get a nice red gem for saving all of them, and keeping one alive gets you a guidance chapter 17x. Not really much else to this chapter. We get some nice treasure though. We get unlock staff, hero crest, knight crest, and a silver sword. Don't always get that silver sword. You really have to be quick if you want to get that silver sword. Otherwise, one of the thieves will take it and you cannot steal a weapon. So, or you have to kill the thief and then they will drop it. And then we just give Marcus the boss kill and do a little more support grinding. 17x, we're gonna go ahead and visit the village to get Kanos. He has a nice secret book for Marcus. Then it's easy to give Urk a little experience, or really any unit can get a lot of experience killing these pirates up the northern part of the map. The rest of the pirates are pretty tough, but Hector and Marcus do a pretty good job of killing them. Marcus gets the boss kill as always. I also thought it might be a cool idea to send Marcus into the arena for a little bit, maybe get one level up at least, and I did. Got pretty lucky on the enemies I fought in there, all magic users. So Marcus is really good against magic users. Then I do a little shopping and end the chapter. Chapter 18, another tough chapter. You can get really overwhelmed with the reinforcements in this one. Lots of Pegasus Knights flying around everywhere, just really troublesome. The boss is also pretty deadly. Unfortunately, my first try on this map did end in a reset. I tried to kill the boss and Marcus got Luna crit and died. I don't think anybody could stand up to this guy taking a Luna crit from him and survive at this point in the game. And Marcus's luck is even pretty high and he still faced a 9% crit. Then on the second try, ended it with Elliewood dying. Really unfortunate. I could have prevented that. I just moved him into range of an enemy without healing him first. So that was just kind of carelessness on my part. So the way I actually beat this map, I have Marcus killing out and clearing all the shamans on the left side of the map. He can do that really easily. And then the other spots, all the choke points, I just fill them up with Oswin, Hector, good tanky units. The Pegasus Knights are at least easy to kill, so if you have like someone who can just one round them on enemy phase, that's a good way of taking them out, getting rid of them, so they don't get behind your lines and take out your healers or your weaker units. But I eventually go for round 2 with Marcus and the boss, and he takes him out this time, and killing the boss ends the chapter right away. So, that's a good way to end that map. Chapter 19. This chapter, we can just have Marcus go south and clear a path all the way to Uhai. He can do a good job at that. And probably that's the best way of reaching that thief with the torch staff as well, which I barely ever get. But this time with Marcus, just overusing Marcus, I can get that torch staff pretty easily. And that really helps out in future chapters. We send Oswin to the northern right path. He can take out a couple nomads and all the Pegasus Knight reinforcements that spawn up there. Everyone else can go to the center of the map, really, through that little island. Just mess around there. And we leave Lynn behind. She can take out those pirate reinforcements that spawn, get some experience that way. And then we just kill the boss with Marcus and move on. And we do unlock the requirements for 19X. So in this chapter, we can get a goddess icon from the village. We'll go ahead and give that to Marcus and use it. And then it's important to steal the silver card from the boss. Matthew can do that easily. And we just have Marcus take out pretty much all the enemies, really. Marcus can actually get really good experience from the 2 snipers. They are pretty high level, give a lot of experience. And then we just have Marcus kill the boss and end the chapter. Alright, chapter 20, the Dragon's Gate. This chapter is pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but it's a very long chapter. I think what's best to do is just to send a team up the middle path, that narrow hallway, to try to get fast enough to recruit Legault and stop the other thieves. I could have had an easier time if I just sent Marcus though by himself. He could have taken out all the enemies really, but I kind of tried to get others experience, so I kind of got caught up a little bit because the nomads will just kind of attack your one range units and it can just get kind of clogged up in there. But I do eventually break through and get to Legault in time to recruit him. I missed out on the member card though, but I wasn't really going to use it anyway. Then for the rest of the map, I just kind of move around trying to get kills with my weaker units, get them experience. There's a lot of reinforcements as well that I use to get experience on my other units. Then we just have Marcus kill the boss and end it. Chapter 21 is another long kind of pain in the ass chapter. It's easy enough just to send Marcus through the middle and just kill all the enemies. Then once you get to the end, you just gotta wait out the reinforcements. If you want to try and get Legault into a safe spot where he can steal the hero crest from Oleg. Or if you don't want the hero crest, you can just pull Oleg and kill him and it ends the chapter. But I wanted to steal the hero crest because I might need the money. So unfortunately I just had to wait out the reinforcements. Lots of wyverns, a lot of really annoying enemies. I also do a little shopping in this chapter as well. But then once all the reinforcements are done, we can steal that hero crest and kill Oleg with Marcus, of course. Chapter 22. In this chapter, Marcus died for the second and last time. He died to 2 axe reavers, unfortunately, in the middle of the map. They had low 46, 48 hit chances, and unfortunately they did just the right amount of damage to kill him. So we had to reset. But in this chapter, in the battle preps, I promoted Urk and Priscilla. They were around the good level to promote them, and I could definitely use the attacking for Priscilla and the healing on Urk. And something I also noticed in this chapter, I promoted Urk and Priscilla, so they got that HP boost. But if you go straight into the map, then they're missing that HP, whatever they got. But then after I had to reset, they were fully healed then, even in the battle preps and at the start of the map after promotion. So I thought that was pretty weird how it works like that. But I guess it's useful in case you do promote in battle preps, you can just save and reset, and then they'll be fully healed at the start of the map. Anyways though, for this map, we just send Marcus out down there. He can take out really a lot of the enemies, most of them. Then what I do is I put Urk and Priscilla over to the left side of the map. They can kind of control that side. we go ahead and recruit Heath. I'm not going to use him, but recruit him anyway. We can get the treasure as well, some good treasure, lots of gold, 10,000 gold, and a brave axe is really good. Then I kind of just use Marcus, really kind of just work him towards Eubin. So I didn't mean to pull Eubin, but I accidentally kind of pulled him and killed him, and it ends the map anyway, so it all worked out. Chapter 23, in the battle preps I went ahead and used that Seraph robe that we get from Isadora on Marcus. And this chapter, another one that's pretty straightforward. Pent clears his side of the map, most of the time anyway, so we just let him go ahead and do that. Just helps out a lot, really. I didn't really plan on getting Genesis anyway, I don't really want to go there. We do miss out on a secret book in that chapter, but Marcus is going to cap his skill anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But we just kind of use Marcus on this map. We take out the entire right side of the map with Marcus, really. And we also give Marcus both boss kills. Then what you can do is leave an archer alive in this map, that far away from Pent or whatever. And you can just leave him alive, let him attack someone at this on one range. This guy decides just go after Marcus every turn, and you do that so you can just get the hidden treasures in this map, because there's quite a few and they're all really good. One of them being a body ring that we will give to Marcus. So that is what we do in chapter 24 right away. In the battle preps I give that body ring and the Aphis drops on Marcus. Even though Marcus only has 4 levels yet, I don't care. I count the Aphis drops as a stat booster. I mean, they don't really boost a stat, I guess, but it's kind of the same thing. But this one I did reset on this map. The bishop that has a purge tome kills Ninian, so I definitely wanted to restart for that. So for the second time, I just really wanted to kill that bishop right away, so I can do that with Marcus pretty easily. And then I just kind of keep everyone on the right side, trying to get up to Wallace, and I have Marcus just by himself staying on the left side in one of those forts, and he can just take out pretty much every enemy there. But then when Lloyd started, that does pull Lloyd, as though those forts are in Lloyd's range. So Lloyd came, and he usually just tries to stick with attacking at 2 range with his light brand, which really doesn't really do much to Marcus. But if Lloyd did try to go into 1 range though, and that could have been trouble if he wanted to stay at 1 range, but then he did go to the fort, and Marcus and Lloyd just had a fort battle at 2 range. Marcus kind of struggled. The only boss that Marcus actually struggled with at all in this run, just because of how Lloyd had extra void in the fort. But we were able to get both villages. Unfortunately, we did not recruit Wallace, but whatever. Wallace isn't really that great. I'm surprised he actually survived this entire map, actually. But eventually Marcus kills Lloyd, and that just ends the map. Chapter 25 is a really strange chapter. A lot of the enemies here are just really weak, low level, kinda, I guess. This is just a chapter pretty much to get experience on any of your weaker units. That's pretty much what I did. I really didn't use Marcus at all, except to kill the boss in this chapter. Also, we promoted Oswin in the battle preps, but I didn't bring him to the map though. But I went ahead and recruited Farina, and I'm actually going to use her because I think she's the strongest out of the Pegasus Knights, out of the trio, but the 20,000 gold might not be worth it for some people. But there's not much to this map. We just kind of work through it. Lots of enemies though, but I mean, they're just mainly for experience on your weaker units, I think. Alright, chapter 26, I just went ahead and pretty much promoted everyone that I'm using in my army. So I promoted Sane, Raven, Lowen, and Farina. We also get a Heaven Seal at the start of this chapter. So I went ahead and gave Eliwood some javelins and lances, and I go ahead and promote him first turn. So this chapter we are attacked from a lot of sides here. There's a lot of wyverns. Marcus can take out most of the wyverns up at the top of the map. We really want to try to save the village for that Hermern staff. So I kind of have Farina just attack the brigands, and she can take him out pretty good. Then I kind of just bring Sane and Oswin, Urk and Priscilla to the bottom of the map. Urk and Priscilla can take care of one side of the wyvern reinforcements. Sane and Oswin can take care of the other side. Sane actually almost dies, but he survived. We also get Pent and Louise in this chapter. They're pretty good units. Really, Pent's a really good unit. He's just really amazing for his staff utility mostly, and he's really good at combat as well. So I definitely add him to the team. But other than that, you just gotta kind of wait out the reinforcements and the turn count, and then, you know, it's just a survive chapter, so it eventually ends. So chapter 27, there are two different maps you can get for this one, depending on which units you give experience to. If you give more experience to your magic units, you will get the Kenneth map, and if you give more experience to your like melee, like heroes, or your mercenary, your raven, your guy, your fighters, Dorcas and Bartre. If they get more experience, then you go to Germ's map. I got Kenneth's map because I was giving Urk and Priscilla a lot of experience, and like Raven, I gave him some experience, but not as much. So in this map, we get a speed wing for Marcus, and we go ahead and use that right away. We'll send just the rest of the army up north, really. We leave Oswin and Raven back to deal with the Wyvern reinforcements and protect Merlinus. Then eventually Karel will come in as a green unit. We go ahead and recruit him. Not that I'm going to use him or anything. And then it's just a matter of like waiting out reinforcements, kind of just soaking up the Kenneth's Purge Tome so we can kind of move in on him. Trying to just go through and pick off all the rest of the enemies for experience. Sane unfortunately dies on this map, but then we just kind of kill the boss with Marcus and end it. Next is chapter 28. This chapter can be pretty tough depending on what Zephiel and Jafar want to do. I had really good luck on my first run of this chapter. Actually, this chapter only took me one try to beat. What I like to do is just avoid the left side of the map altogether. Don't even send anyone over there. I just send everyone to the right side. Marcus in the lead. He can just take out all the enemies, most of the enemies on the way through. Then I just kind of try to get him the whole way to Jafar with everyone else, you know, coming down. Luckily, I was able to get Marcus just in time to kill the fighter with the Sword Reaver that will pretty easily kill Zephiel if you're slow. Luckily, Jafar just kind of stays alive, kills some enemies, which is nice. I go ahead and try to set up a plan to kill Ursula, because if you don't kill her, she will eventually move, and she has a bolting, which will just really kind of throw a little chaos into this map if you let it go. So I figured like maybe Eliwood and Farina could probably team up and kill Ursula. And they do eventually do it, get the job done, but Ursula actually could have killed Eliwood if she wanted to, but for some reason she just went after Farina instead. Then we get Marcus over to help out Jafar. Jafar breaks his weapon, which happens a lot in this map, but luckily Jafar just dodged pretty much every attack. He can heal with his elixir. Then once we get the rest of the army like close enough, I send Marcus and have him take out the thieves so he can get a Brave Lance and the boots. We go ahead and use those boots on Marcus. And I figured why not, we'll go ahead and kill Maxime with Marcus, because why not. And I recruit Nino and have Nino talk to Jafar, which unlocks 28x. And after the turn limit is up, the chapter ends. Unfortunately, chapter does not end when you kill Ursula, but I understand why it's not like that, because there's kind of more stuff to do in the map even after you kill Ursula. For 28x, we go ahead and promote Lynn in the battle preps. Now my entire team is fully promoted now. This is just a very, very slow chapter, probably the slowest chapter in the game, with how the water and the like pathways open up and close off over and over. There's a really nice angelic robe that we steal from a bishop as well in this chapter. But for this chapter, I kind of just send pretty much everyone trying to kind of forward through the pathways that open up. I leave Oswin behind. He can take out those Pegasus Knights and Falcon Knight, and then there's flying reinforcements, Wyverns and Pegasus Knights that eventually show up that he takes out. I try to use Farina to take out the boltings and also the ballista that's right like in front of us. Then we kind of just make our way through the map. We get that angelic robe, use that for Marcus, and then there's also some speed wings in a chest down at the bottom. We get them and give them to Marcus, and Marcus is really looking pretty good right now. But this map, we kind of just gotta wait out Sonya's boltings, and then I kind of slowly kill those archers where those treasure chests are, so I can get the gold in there to get the treasure, and then we just kind of end the chapter. Marcus kills Sonya pretty easily. Then we get to chapter 29, which is a very, very tough chapter if you're not prepared, especially on Hector hard mode, because all you face is mainly magic users. The Valkyries in this map are very deadly. Luckily, Marcus can handle them very well. Marcus really kind of takes care of most of the enemies on this map. You also have to deal with status staves, so you have to be prepared with restore staves. And that's kind of just what I did. Anytime somebody got a status effect, sleep, berserk, something like that, I just immediately restore them until they break the staves. So Marcus takes out most of the enemies. The druid and shaman reinforcements, I just used most like the lords, Elliewood, Lynn, to take them out. I unfortunately pulled one of those female druids. They have like cap magic, or like 29 magic. They have insane staff range. So I pulled one of them, unfortunately, and they're kind of tough to deal with. But I kind of just retreat a little bit, trying to set myself up so I can kill it. In the village, you get the warp staff. Unfortunately, I missed out on that. I just couldn't get there quick enough. I didn't realize how fast that brigand gets there, and I just didn't have a plan. I did not want to get stuck with the shaman reinforcements, because this chapter, the reinforcements are like zone based, and I kind of know where the zones are, but not exactly. And I knew if you go straight towards that village, you will go into the reinforcement zone of the druids, and I just didn't want to do that right away, and I kind of just was too slow for the village. Then there's like a group of 5 Valkyries on the left, far left. I just kind of slowly pull them towards me so I can just kind of pick them off, kill them, because that's just like there's like 3 status saves, all 3, like a sleep, a berserk, a silence all together, and that could just be a mess. Then when you get close to where Linus is, you will trigger Vita and Wyvern reinforcements. I just have, Hector recruit Vita and, take out the Wyverns with whoever can. And then Marcus kills Linus really easily. And then you just gotta finish off whatever enemies are left to end the map. Chapter 30, this is Hector exclusive. It's a really easy chapter. It's just meant to, I think, give Hector experience, really, since he promotes story-wise last pretty much to promote. If you bring a thief, you can get a goddess icon and a speed wing, I think, by stealing. But I just wanted to bring Marcus though, because I wanted to this run is all about Marcus, so I brought him instead of a thief. So I did mess out on 2 stat boosters, but it's fine. But yeah, just kind of kill enemies. All you have to do is kill the boss and then have Hector step on that spot where the boss was. So pretty easy. Chapter 31, this is a very tough chapter again. There's just a lot going on here. It's really essential in this map to kill Denning, because that stops reinforcements. I mean, you will get overwhelmed with reinforcements in this map if you don't kill Denning. I kind of had to reset twice on this one. The first time, Marcus, I was just kind of sending him down to try to kill Denning as quick as possible. But he got put to sleep, unfortunately, and just kind of got surrounded by enemies. Couldn't really do anything. The reinforcements just kept coming, and I got overwhelmed. The next time, I was trying to set up a wall to deal with the reinforcements, and it didn't really work out. Oswin died. So I figured I'll just try to somehow get Marcus closer to Denning so I can kill Denning. The first 2 times I only brought 12 units, so I didn't have anyone in that kind of lower spot. So the third time I tried to bring more units. I brought Hawkeye, I brought a couple others, and I had Marcus starting out in that lower section with 4 guys. And I did not intentionally pull Denning, but I pulled Denning with Marcus. Not intentional, but it kind of worked out, because then I had Denning in a good spot up against the wall. And I got a lucky crit with Marcus to kill Denning on the second turn, and it just really helped out. Because it stops the reinforcements, so you just have whatever's left, whatever enemies are left, and that's all you really have to deal with. So that's pretty much how the rest of the map went. I just kind of finished off the rest of the enemies with any unit that could really. Hawkeye got put in a really good position. He got put to sleep up against the wall where a knight was tossing a javelin at him. So the knight was just staying where he was, kind of blocking a spot there, which is really nice. Then we get a dragon shield in this chapter and a body ring, and I give those both to Marcus. 31X is just battle preps, so I just bought a lot of equipment, nothing much else to say there. Chapter 32, this is a very big map, very tedious. There's just a lot of reinforcements in this map that are all like zone based. What I do is I have Marcus with his Lowen supporting him, and I bring Merlinus and Hawkeye on the right side. But really just Marcus kind of clears out all the enemies mostly, but the problem was I needed Marcus to like restock his equipment, so I really couldn't let him go too far up the map because I knew there were Valkyrie reinforcements from those two forts, so I just kind of had to keep Marcus kind of back still. So I really couldn't do much with Marcus here, but I sent the rest of my team up the left side of the map to recruit Renault, and then I kind of just get stuck kind of dealing with the reinforcements. There's just so many of them, it's hard to make progress. I missed the guidance chapter by 2 turns in this map. Marcus gets a talisman in the village and uses it. And these are going to be his final stats. Pretty amazing, actually. I'm surprised by how he turned out. Like this is like a really good unit for like GBA. But eventually we make it up to Limstella. Marcus can just kind of take out no problem. Took like a couple turns, but it was pretty easy. Now into the final chapter, we get Athos. In this chapter, really good unit for this last map. He's just really strong. Just make sure you have a Lunatome for him. That's pretty much the best weapon for him because he just does like 30 damage to everybody. I mean, that's just like that's just like a crazy amount of damage in this part of the game for the final map. And also I had a Purge Tome that I gave to him as well, and that actually turned out really useful because he can just pretty much attack somebody from far away and just like weaken them enough that someone else can get the kill easily or something. And it kind of worked. I liked it. He actually got a purge crit on Darren and killed him instantly. Yeah, for this map. So for this map, I usually send Athos up to deal with the Kenneth chamber. I kind of just had to pull out Uhai and then get him. I use Marcus to kill him. Then just kind of rinse and repeat for the rest of the chambers. I'm just trying to give Marcus as many kills as possible. Then when Nurgle's chamber opens up, there's a Berserk stave in there, which could give you trouble if you don't have any restore staves left, but I still had some, so it really didn't matter much. I mean, I just had Marcus up there. Marcus completely to kill Nurgle, no problem there. And then for the final fight with the dragon, I go ahead and use Athos. Luckily, my Athos did not get one shot. I got the lucky like roll that the dragon does not one shot Athos. So I can use Athos to weaken the dragon as well as I tried to use Hector as well, but Hector just kind of missed. So I just kind of like use Marcus to finish off the dragon. I mean, no problem. As long as you have like fortify, physics staves, like, I mean, the dragon's not really an issue. But yeah, that was the Marcus run, giving him all my stat boosters. He ended with 693 battles and 512 kills, which is probably the most amount of battles and kills I've ever seen from one unit in FE7, just because of how Marcus is just around like the entire game. So I want to thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed, go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, and have a good rest of your day.